Good morning, friends. I am Dr. Apurv Mehra.
I am Dr. Gobind Rai Garg.
We are here to help you how to use the app, how to plan your schedule, and how to go about entrance exams. Starting with pre-final year, we'll be talking about in a short how to prepare for pre-final year, which is also called as final year part 1, where usually people join entrance preparation in basic foundation. This is called as foundation year preparation. We have 3 important subjects here: PSM, ENT, OPTHA.
Now, before going for anything, you need to know that whenever you are in any prof, like you are now in the pre-final year, so you must concentrate on your textbooks of that prof. Like you need to study textbooks of ENT, OPTHA and PSM, standard textbooks. Regarding how to use the PrepLadder app, so first of all, important thing, you will do the videos of these subjects, and apart from doing videos, you will need to solve the MCQs and do the questions from the app. Okay? Along with that, most important, you need to make the notes, and these notes should be revisable. So you should add every point in those notes, because when you revise in your internship, you won't have that much time. So the most important thing is you need to make proper notes. Apart from studying the subjects of ENT, OPTHA and PSM, if you get the time, in this year you can touch other subjects also. Particularly, you can do some topics of medicine, like you can study 1 or 2 topics of medicine from Harrison. And if you still have some time, you can cover little bit more topics also, like you can cover little bit option gynae also. Yeah. So most important thing is whatever you study, you must have crisp notes so that you can revise them again and again.
So what sir just said, when you start preparing, you need to have a belief. You need to have a plan. The basic thing in pre-final year, the most important subject according to us is PSM. PSM will be 10% of your paper anywhere you go, will be the major determinant how you do in this prof. PSM, we have wonderful books like Park and Dr. Vivek Jain's book. Try to do that book, not only the book, identify the key areas from those books which are asked in entrance exams. Make those notes. This is an area where you learn how to make notes. How to revise notes is very important. Preparing notes which we are able to revise at the end is the key thing that you should learn here. The second subject here in importance is OPTHA. OPTHA is considered to be a difficult subject in entrance exams, and it has got major image based questions which come. Sometimes people say OPTHA to padhna hi nahi chahiye. You should never do that. This is an year where you can invest your time to prepare and make it strong. Make your notes, write on the side which are the important images that you need to see, along with the videos that you keep on watching. Tag those important areas of the videos which you want to write. What about this, sir?
And definitely, like when you are listening to the videos, you will find that these topics seems very important, or some of the videos there seem to be difficult that you may forget them. So write the timing of that video on your notes only, so that you can listen to only that portion of the video later on.
So amongst every video in PrepLadder at the basic, it will be mentioned there that this time to this time, this particular topic is being discussed. Mm-hmm. So you can just note down that time of those topics, write down the topic and the time there, so that there is no mistake and you don't miss out, because these important concepts have to be revised. Along with what sir mentioned, the third subject which is important here is ENT. ENT is one subject which is very scoring. You must prepare well. People neglect it. I will tell you, it's a subject which has got predictable questions in entrance exams. Thus in ENT, focus. If you need to read Harrison and you want to achieve big, this is the year to read Harrison. Do some systems from Harrison. Harrison has 2 volumes. One volume has got general principles. The second has got systems. Since Harrison is a textbook of internal medicine, so forget about one book. So it is only 50% of Harrison that you need to do. And this is what he said, do 1 or 2 systems, because that is important. If you are done with these 4 subjects and you know some part of medicine, I believe the second subject that you should integrate here is pediatrics. Because medicine and pediatrics go hand in glove. CVS from pediatrics and the general initial chapters of pediatrics, if you master them, will decrease your load in the second part of the final year. What's your take on this, sir?
Definitely. Particularly, I will advise you study medicine and Harrison you are covering. So you cover CVS from Harrison and simultaneously CVS from PEDS also. So it will be easier, because most of that will be repetition and it will reinforce and you will revise simultaneously.
So this is about pre-final year. along with these subjects of pre-final year, if you're using an app, you can cover the subjects of first and second prof. But the important thing is master the 3 subjects of pre-final year. And then if you feel that you are weak in path or pharma, try to imbibe that. See important images of anat and physio, because this is what will prepare you for the clinical subjects which will come in next year, and you have 1 year with lots of subjects. So basically how we divide the foundation batches everywhere in the country, 10 subjects, first prof, second prof and pre-final year are covered in the foundation batch, and 9 subjects in the final year. So make sure those 10 subjects you have a go in this year, so that next year your load decreases.
Definitely. So the basic idea is when you go to final year, you should have everything covered before that. So that in final year you don't need to see anatomy or physiology or anything, because already final year subjects are too much. So you need to focus on final year subjects only in final year, nothing else.
So now you have done these subjects, you have a fair idea, and Dr. Gobind sir, we are into final year now.
Okay.
So now we start about final year. What's your take on how to start and approach final year?
So here are 2 important things. One, you need to study the theory for the exams, and second, you need to prepare for PG entrance. So both should go simultaneously hand in hand. The most important thing is you should concentrate on small subjects here, because they are very scoring. Even in PG entrance exam, you will get a lot of questions from small subjects like orthopedics and skin, anesthesia, radiology, and they won't take that much time also. So you listen to these videos in the app and try to do the questions so that they are ready before your internship. And apart from that, obviously you need to study medicine, surgery and obs-gynae, which constitute the major chunk of the final year subjects.
So the sir said that this is the time for your final exam and the entrance. Now, if you look at the trend that's coming today, they are showing you cannulas. They are identifying the test. In AIMS, this time they had 3 videos, out of them 2 came from final year. So you are basically being asked the clinical subjects. Go to your wards, don't just abscond them. It is important to have a clinical touch, because whatever you see in wards, you will see in the exams. It is going to be a rule that you need to go to the wards. So thus, in the final year, going to the wards to do the clinical thing. Gobind sir said major subjects are important, but minor are big. So they should be touched. People don't see them. Like Dharma, they see that 1 or 2 days we'll do Dharma, never do that. Like Dr. Neena Khanna's book is there, see images from that. You will be getting direct questions from it in the exams. So it is very, very essential that we do all the clinical postings. Along with that, complete your final year well here. Gynae Obs sir mentioned alone has 30 questions in NEET, which as a single subject is the highest proportion by any one subject. So try to learn the techniques, clinical photographs, practice questions so that you are done in final year. By the end of final year, you should be thorough with the clinics, common things, IV cannulas, colors, Foley's, means these things, if you get them wrong, it's big. I always tell my students one thing, think common. Whatever is the commonest thing, think in the exam. Read common. Whatever is common situation, common thing shown to you, read them. Revise common. Don't go for rare things. Just revise what is common. Mark common answer. You will be commonly selected. So if you just focus on common, that is the principle. So during the final year, you should go very, very specific system wise. What do you say, sir?
Definitely.
It should be topic wise or it should be elaborate?
It should be topic wise, most importantly. Elaborate, you don't have that much time. In the prof exam, definitely you can go elaborate. But for PG entrance exam, you need to be focused, because there are n number of information and you cannot complete everything. So I always keep on saying that you can do one thing 5 times rather than doing 5 things one time. Because whatever you once, you will not be able to remember. So you need to study minimum 4 or 5 times. So that's the mantra. Do the common things, but do them again and again.
Right. So sir says 4 to 5 times, rather 5 times if you have not done, you have not done.
Definitely.
जो चीज आपने फिर से नहीं पढ़ी, आपने पढ़ी नहीं है. If you have not gone through it again, it means you have not touched it. And sir, the habit of notes and their revision should continue here also.
Definitely. That should be the part and parcel of life.
So point is हमें PrepLadder notes और app की information को बाहर लेके नहीं जाना. We don't have to take it out. We have to get all the information and imbibe into same place. So what you have to do is, if these are your notes with which you are studying, everything should fall into it from all the directions. And one more thing I want to tell you. Each year things will change. Books will change. Editions will change. India probably is the only country where you are not allowed to carry your books in the exams. Imagine you are allowed to carry your books into your entrance exam. I have one question. Which book will you carry? Which mode of transport will you use? You will use a truck or Tata 407 to carry all the 19 subjects? Then you're writing a question. You have 40 seconds to revise. How will you read the book until unless you have the best book with you in the exam, and this is this? You will be rapidly turning over the pages in your mind. So if you have read Sir's book, one edition, you will have a photogenic memory. मैंने पेज नंबर 335 के लेफ्ट टॉप पे ये पढ़ा था. ऑन पेज नंबर 335 ऑन द लेफ्ट टॉप दिस वाज देयर, दिस डायग्राम वाज देयर, दिस बॉक्स वाज देयर, एंड दिस फोटोजेनिक मेमोरी इज ह्यूज. नेवर टेक इट लाइटली. एंड दिस इज व्हाट ही सेड. When you revise 5 times, that photogenic memory is imprinted in your brain, and in the exam you will remember उस image के नीचे एक line थी. There was a line beneath that image, key point, underneath, overneath, highlighted, marked, and that is how you carry things. That is why it's very important to get the same thing in the same area again and again, again and again, again and again. What do you say, sir?
Definitely. So like Dr. Apurv rightly said, so the notes you have been provided, so try to add the things in those notes only, so that at the time of revision you can get everything at one point. So you don't need to search 10 things at that time. So from the notes you should get everything, so that you can revise the same notes 4 or 5 or 6 times, so that everything goes into your brain. So most important problem in the exam is, if we study too many things, we have listened everything but we know nothing. So that should not happen. So important thing I always say is, out of the 300 questions you have listened about 250 questions, it's okay, but you should know them. It's no point that you have listened about all 300 questions but you know only 100. Okay, so that is the important of revision. So you need to revise again and again.
Sir, one reliable source
For
any book?
No, you cannot rely on one book.
Right.
So important thing is, now you have PrepLadder app, you have all the best faculties, all the best videos are there. So in those notes you can add the things.
Right. So it should be finally becoming one reliable source
for yourself. Yeah, your notes only.
And you should revise those notes and again do that.
Definitely.
That should be the common source that should finally become.
Definitely.
Before you go. So your aim in pre-final and final year is to score well in these profs.
Definitely.
Have a clinical touch and a paraclinical touch of whatever you see around, and then get ready with the material to fire in the internship. Right?
बिल्कुल.
लोग दो.